Hey Kurt, are you glad that we redid this review? Do you feel better about it?
No, I do. I'm glad we did, because I really realize now that if this unit gets more people that at a higher quality reproduction of music, it really is it's a win for our industry.
NAD, known for high-performance audio at any price point, has done it again. This brand new C700 BlueOS-enabled amplifier is specifically designed for the age of streaming. Sound quality through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth are enhanced when paired with the BlueOS software platform within this elegant, minimalist design. Don't let the compact size fool you. The C700 can deliver 80 watts per channel of continuous power and a surprising 120 watts of instantaneous power for effortless reproduction of music. What does this all mean? It simply means that on paper, at an MSRP of $2,000 Canadian, this amp should kick some serious butt. Let's see if it does. It's time to put it to a real-life test.
Yeah, we both have a confession. We already did this review, and what we found ourselves doing, we were comparing it too much to the M10, and it actually ended up looking, it almost made the review almost look negative on this, and we started to almost nitpick this poor little amplifier. So we had to take a break, take a step back. He had to get a haircut, and we decided to redo the review, and we will still touch on the M10, but really appreciate what this was doing instead of just comparing it to its older siblings.
At first glance, the NAD C700 packs a serious punch. 80 watts RMS and 120 watts of instantaneous power per channel, featuring a nice 5-inch glass display and classic NAD simplicity design.
What I really like about this is a small footprint. It makes it a lot easier to place into your living room or your decor. You can actually even probably hide it. It doesn't take much space to fit. It's nice that it's got one solid piece of aluminum that kind of wraps around, and it's not cut, giving it a lot more modern aesthetic to it. The 5-inch screen is really nice. It's really easy to see, even within 10 to 15 feet away. Has a volume control on there, which is nice to have that analog feel of volume control, and your what is this? Your
Source select.
Yeah, your source select buttons, and that's really it. Everything else will be operated off the app. The only one thing I would say is it'd be nice if they incorporated touch, but I think they were doing this just to maybe keep the cost down.
On the technical side, the C700 features all sorts of awesome technologies. With full MQA decoding, supports all popular music streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. And when it comes to connectivity, it's featuring 2 analog inputs, an HDMI ARC and an optical, and also a sub-out.
The only thing I would have probably added in there that would be nice is a phono input.
Yeah.
Again, it's probably was a cost-saving measures, but it would have been nice,
Especially with the rise of turntables. Performance-wise, the C700 did not disappoint. It actually performed really well, I thought. Overall, the bass and treble performance was actually really nice.
Overall sound quality of this unit was really good, especially at this price point. It was able to drive some quite hard to drive speakers from PMC, which are not definitely the easiest to drive, and it was able to handle it quite comfortably. Another thing, there's the bass and the treble performance. I found everything was quite neutral balance. The bass was good. I wish there was maybe a little bit more extension, and also the treble seems a little bit more polite and not extended. But when I was actually thinking of this more, and I'll touch on this later, I think they did it on purpose. I'm not sure, but I really think they did.
As usual, we started off with our volume test. As you know, volume is measured in decibels, and we started off at around 60 decibels, which is like a conversation level.
That performed really well. You can hear all the bass and the treble. As mentioned before, it's really low levels because it doesn't have the highest extension and detail. You might not be able to pick up every little nuance, which in a lot of times is not always a good thing. So when we really pushed it, I think we reached, what was it?
Like 84, 85, yeah.
dBs. Yeah, how did you think it performed at that point?
At higher levels, I thought it performed pretty well. I kind of wish it had a little bit more bass, but overall, I thought it still presented well.
With that being said, I know that you're just such a bass head, so I do wish it did extend more. You always prefer that little bit extra. At a higher listening level, this actually went quite high. This was able to drive at loud levels quite well, especially off a speaker that's at 87 dBs. It was able to still control the bass, still good top end on there too as well. One thing is we do have to note is that I found when you were driving at higher levels, and not necessarily it sounded like it was distorted, but things got a little bit, it was like a little bit kind of compressed on the top end, and that's its, I would say that's just kind of its limitations compared to its older siblings. However, if you are to pair it with a lot more efficient speaker, you'll be able to reach higher decibels without getting to that point.
Yeah, that's true. When it came to listening to the NAD C700, we listened to a couple of songs, and the two that stood out the most for us was Emma Ruth Rundle, The Shadows of My Name. The thing I love about this song, her vocals are just extremely clear, and the NAD did a really good job at presenting that. The other part about this song is when the guitar player is changing chords. You can hear the calluses on his fingers just sliding up and down the string. I just thought it was really nice.
On that recording, you can really hear the refinement, and you're still able to pick up all the detail in the strings, which is just enough to really give you that experience that they're playing there. And one of the things is the room. They're doing this recording. You can tell they wanted to sound like kind of this larger venue in the recording, and it did a really good job. I would say that if you're looking for something that's going to even give you more that feeling of depth and width, then its older siblings like the M10 and the M33 would do better in that aspect.
The second song we thought stood out and was a little bit different too was Collective Soul, Where the River Flows. What we love about this song is classic 90s alternative. So it's very dynamic. There's lots of stuff going on.
In that era, you're always going to have quite a bit of dynamic compression. I really wanted to see how this would sound with a lot of music like that, because this is really, when I really thought of it, that's the buyer who it's for. They're going to listen to a lot of different kind of music, and I found it did a really good job. It wasn't hard to listen to in a way where it was causing fatigue on stuff that were quite dynamically compressed. Also, even the strumming of the guitar strings, it's really aggressive, and you can still hear the separation in all the strings. The one thing I would say though is it had a little more dynamics, so when they were really strumming, it it would have came with more lifelike dynamics. But again, taking a look at this price point, it really still does a really good job in creating a higher performance sound.
In all, we were really impressed with the NAD C700.
Nice.
Its sleek design is an awesome match for today's modern homes and today's modern listening as well. It'll really make you want to revisit your entire music collection. The C700 is best suited for a small office space all the way up to a medium-sized living room. If you are going to use it in a fairly large living room, maybe getting a more efficient speaker is what we recommend.
Overall, I'm really glad that we redid this. We've sat back. I really appreciate what this is doing. The user that's going to be using this is most likely going to be listening to a variety of music. It's not that person that is maybe what we call an enthusiast, that are switching or changing gear all the time and trying to extract every nuance and every detail. But it was, and I think that's their goal was to also design this to really just play with a wide range. This is the perfect solution for people that want to just maybe get out from their regular Bluetooth speaker and they want to move up into just kind of the next level of performance. And at the end of the day, it's all about enjoying your music and the ease of being able to play back your music with your system.
Thanks for watching our video on the new NAD C700. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. See you in the next one.